we will start the practical of HTML. So guys, I'm just giving you a setup. Please download this, a special editor for HTML that is called Sublime. I'm just giving you link for that. You can download it. Okay. Sublime Text. It is basically a IDE or editor through which we can easily construct our HTML application. So you can go in sublimetext.com/3 for third version, and you can download any Sublime setup corresponding to your operating system, compatible with your operating system. Fine. So after you will download this, then have a look of it. You can open Sublime Text 3. So basically what is Sublime? Sublime is a text editor through which we can easily construct our HTML, CSS and JavaScript applications. Fine. You will click on file, then new file, then it will create a new file. Then you will save your file in any folder. So basically we will save our file in a folder. We will create a folder at our desktop, PHP training. Inside this folder, we will save our first program whose name is first, and it is mandatory to save your program with .html extension. So we will save our program with the help of .html extension. Basically, HTML is used to HTML is used to construct a program which is supported by browser or client. So from where browser will learn, from where browser will start execution of program. See, other programming languages like C and C++, as you know, operating system will start execution of program from main method, but it is also a program. So HTML program will run by operating system or browser. HTML program is basically run by browser. So from where browser will start execution? So browser will start execution of program from beginning of HTML tag, and it will continuously read your program line by line up to closing of HTML tag. So each and every HTML program should be written from beginning of HTML tag, opening of HTML tag, and we will end our program with the help of closing of HTML tag. Each and every web page, each and every web page. If you want to open this your code in browser, yeah, if you want to run your program in browser, then you will right click here, then click on open in browser. See, one more thing. In this window, you can see our program first.html is running, but but the main thing is that this page divides into two parts. Our program or our page basically divide into two parts. First one is basically this one. This one. It is known as header or head part. Or if we want to do anything inside head section, then we will use a tag head tag. Then we will use a tag head tag. One more thing, we have the second session, yeah, or second section, that is from here to here. It is known as body. So basically each and every HTML page divides into two major parts. First one is head. If you want to perform any operation in header, then you will use head tag, and if you want to perform any operation in body, then you will use body tag. So basically we have two tags. First one is head tag and second one is body tag. First one is head tag. If you want to print anything inside head, then you will use head tag, and if you want to print anything inside body, then you will use body tag. In heading or in head tag, one of the most popular tag which we will use, that is title tag. With the help of title tag, we can define our page title. See, here it is showing what first.html, but here I just want to print first page. How can we do this? So inside the title tag opening, between title tag opening and closing, you can write your title content. So basically here we will write our title content. I'm just giving first page. See, now you will get first page instead of first.html, or this is your head area. So if you want to perform any operation inside the head area, then you will use what? Head tag. But if you want to perform anything inside the body area, then you will use body tag. So main working area for any application, and if you want to define maximum content of your web page, then we will use the body tag. So I just want to print a biggest heading of our application or of our page. So we will use a h1 tag. H1 is mainly used for what? Biggest heading. So if you want to print a biggest heading, then you will use h1 tag. So h1 is mainly used for what? Biggest heading. First of all, we will see all the HTML tags. Then we will apply properties or attributes on tag. Fine. So first of all, we will think about, or we will discuss about tags only. Then we will apply further. We will apply properties on that tag. So first tag is our h1. H1 stands for heading. It is print heading. Heading means it contains some bold size and font size approx 20 pixels. So see, it is your biggest heading. If you want to display the second biggest heading smaller than h1, then you will use h2. Inside the h2, we will print second biggest heading. Fine. So with the help of h3, you can print third biggest heading. With the help of h4 and so on. So till when? Till where? कहाँ तक आप use करोगे इसे? So H6 is mainly used to print the smallest heading. So from H1 to H6, you can print your heading content. H1 is used to print some large content or biggest heading. H6 for smallest heading. Fine. Now, I just want to print. I just want to print a paragraph. So if you want to print some paragraph, then you will use p tag. P stands for paragraph. Here we can print anything. You can print anything. But some content of paragraph, some content of paragraph, we want to print as a bold, and some content of paragraph we want to print as italic. Some content of paragraph we want to underline, and some content of paragraph we want to delete. So if you want to highlight some content as bold, then you will surround that content inside B tag. So B is basically used for bold. B is basically used for bold. If you want to print some content in italic form, then you will use I tag. So I is mainly used for italic content. If you want to print some content with underline, then you will use U tag. So U stands for underline. And if you want to show some content as deleted text, then you will use DEL tag. DEL stands for del or delete tag. So B stands for bold, I stands for italic, U stands for underline, and DEL stands for what? Delete. Sir, I just want to animate our page. I just want to rotate this second biggest heading. How can you do this second biggest heading? Yes, you can do this with the help of one of the most important tag, that is your marquee tag. So if you will surround any content or any tag with the help of marquee tag, then it will automatically start running from right to left. Now you can see here. And with the help of Marquee, we can also apply so many more animations on your page. So, is it possible to change direction of Marquee? Is it possible to control speed of Marquee? Yes, we can do this. But how can you do this? Let's see here. With the help of some properties or attributes of tag, we can also control speed of Marquee and direction of Marquee. We will see later. Next, move on to list. I just want to display some list in HTML. If you want to print a list, so we will use basically three types of list. First one is unordered list. So if you want to display unordered list, then you will use UL tag. Inside the UL tag, UL stands for unordered list. Inside the UL tag, if you want to print some list item, then we will use LI. LI stands for list item. So UL stands for unordered list, LI stands for list item, and you can put any or n number of list item inside the unordered list. See, I just want to write here first one is Java as a list item, second list item is PHP, third list item is any other programming language like Python. So see, when you will print unordered list, it will display data with the help of bullets. See, beginning of each and every list item, you can see this is a bullet sign. But I just want to print data in ordered way. I just want to print here 1, here 2 and 3. If you want to print ordered list, so instead of UL, you will use OL for that. OL stands for what? Ordered list. OL stands for ordered list. Inside the OL, you will also use LI tag for list item. So what is the basic difference between UL and OL? UL stands for unordered list, OL stands for ordered list. See, when you will print, then when you will refresh your page, then you can see here order list are displaying item from 1, 2, 3 up to n, and unordered list not displaying here items in any specific order. So we have two types of list basically. First one is ordered list, second one is unordered list. Third one is a special list which is called data list. Third one is a special list which is called data list. So if you want to display a data list, then you will use DL tag. DL stands for what? Data list. Inside the data list, we will use DT. DT stands for data list title. DT stands for data list title. So I just want to give a data list title that is web design. Or inside the web design, we will provide data for data list. Then if you want to print a data of data list, then you will use DD. DD stands for data of data list. So first data of data list is HTML, second data of data list is CSS, third one is JavaScript, and you can put n number of data here. So see, we have three types of list. First one is unordered list, second one is ordered list, and third one is data list. So after that, we will go for next tag. Guys, till now, do you have any doubt? Then ask me. It's clear to all of you? Fine. One of the most important other tag, that is, I just want to apply image, I just want to apply videos, I just want to apply audio in our page. How can we do this? So we will use some tags. If we want to display image, then we have a tag that is what? IMG, image tag. So basically image tag is used to display, image tag is used to display a image in our application or our web page. The main attribute of image tag is what? SRC. SRC stands for source. From where you want to display your image? From local system or your local computer or your local machine or from any URL. Fine. So we will printing some images from local machine or local computer, or we will display some images from URL. So first of all, we have stored our first.html page at desktop, and at the desktop we have one image, that is 1.jpg. See, we have a image 1.jpg. If your folder, if your page and your image both are at same location, then you can directly pass inside the src only name of image with extension. So here img stands for image, or inside the image we will use image name 2.jpg. One more important cheese, guys. Each and every tag, UL tag also contain closing tag, li tag also contains closing tag. Fine. But image tag doesn't contain a closing tag. So if any tag doesn't contain a closing tag, then we will we will self close the tag. So if you want to open and inside the opening you want to write closing of tag, at the end you will use backslash. So according to standard, each and every tag contains their closing text, but some HTML tag doesn't contain their closing text. On that case, we will use self closing like this. Fine. So image tag doesn't contain an individual closing text, so we will use here self closing tag strategy. Fine. I just want to put one more image. See, first of all, we will refresh. Okay, something went wrong. Image name is one dot first dot jpg. Okay, problem is that we are saving our page. We already saved our page first.html in PHP training folder, and that folder doesn't contain, in this folder we don't have any image like one.jpg or two.jpg. So first of all, you have to put your image in PHP training folder, or if you do not want to put image in PHP training folder, then the second thing you can do this, here, here. Second thing here, you can put full qualified name. So when you will right click on your image, then you will go in properties. Inside the properties, when you will click on details, sorry. So here you can see location of your image. So we just want to take image from C users, Tanvi, then desktop. You will copy this path and you will paste your path here. Then you will put a slash, then you will put your image name. So I just want to take image from this source, C users, Tanvi, desktop, and in desktop we have one dot what jpg. When you will refresh, then you can see now it is showing your image. I just want to I just want to display a image, but not from my computer. So you can type any image name, home image, click on images. Then you can right click on that image and copy image address. See, so you have two options. Either you can use image from your computer, or you can take image from live URL. It is known as live URL. You can put a URL here. See, both images are displayed, but the problem is that this image contains a less size as compared to this image. So if you want to resize your image, then you will use two attributes. First one is height and second one is width. each and every screen, if we have a computer screen, so each and every screen divides, or each and every screen we can measure in two ways. First of all, we can measure the size of a screen with the help of two properties, height and width, and we can identify width and height in two ways. First one is percentage. So it is the full width of a screen, then we will say we are using 100% width of a screen. So we can measure size with the help of two ways. First one is percentage, second one is pixel. If we want to use 100% width of your screen, then we will use percentage. So maximum size of your screen is 100%. Fine. Or when you will see any screen from when you will see any screen, then you can measure that each and every screen contains some dots. So a screen is collection of basically multiple dots, and each and every dot should be considered as pixel. So we can put, or we can use size property with the help of either pixels wise or percentage wise. Fine. So here I just want to display this image with the help of 250 pixels height, and we will put width of image as also 250 pixels. See, when you will refresh, then see. Now this image contains 250 pixels height and 250 pixels pixel. Both are the images. If we want to, if we want to give a hyperlink, then we will use anchor tag. So anchor tag is mainly used for what? A hyperlink. Anchor tag is mainly used for hyperlink. So hyperlink, what is hyperlink? When you will click on home, then you will go to home page. When you will click on about us, then you will go to about us page. So if we want to use a link through which we can transfer or redirect to another page. I just want to redirect to Google page. Then go to Google. Then we will use anchor tag. Inside the anchor tag, you will put a hyper reference. Or now, what is hyper reference? Hyper reference is basically a URL of another page. See, I just want to redirect to Google. https://www.google.com. When you will refresh, see, we have a hyperlink here, that is go to Google. We have a hyperlink here, that is go to Google. When you will click on this link, then you will visit it to Google. See, we can also pass a reference of any other web application, like any other web application. You can pass a reference of any other web application. Fine. I just want to use image as a hyperlink. So when we will click on this image, then we just also want to open Google page. So you can surround the image tag with the help of anchor tag. So you can surround this image tag with the help of anchor tag. So we can surround the image tag under anchor tag. Then now you can see it is not a normal image. See, it is a normal image, but it's not a normal image. It's a basically hyperlink image. When you will click on this image, then it will also redirect to Google page. One of the most important tag now we will use, that is division. Guys, if we want to divide a screen, a browser screen or our page, so how can we do this? So we have basically two ways to do this. First one is either you will use table and second one is or you will use division tag. So what is division? If you want to divide your screen into multiple partition, see, it is used for heading, then we will use second partition for links, then we will use this partition. You can use n number of partitions here. Each and every partition should be considered as a division. Fine. So division is the one of the most important tag. I just want to make a div tag or I just want to make a division, then you will use a div tag. Inside the div tag, you can, inside the div tag, it is known as container also. Division is also known as container. What is container? In container, we can write n number of tags. Like body is also a container. Inside the body, you are using so many tags. So as same as body, you can use division for for partition your web page or for your display some content in a specific area, then you will use division tag. So inside this division, I just want to use a paragraph. If you want to print some paragraph, then you will use paragraph p tag, or inside the division, I just want to print a special para. So this is para inside div. This is para inside div. So we have a division tag, or inside this division tag we have a paragraph tag p, or inside this division we are printing a paragraph. But how can we identify, sir, this paragraph is inside div? So we are not apply property here right now. After some time when we will apply property on this tag, then you can easily see division and its paragraph different from other normal paragraphs. Fine. I just want to print a table. So if you want to display a table, then you will use which tag? Table tag. Basically, table is a collection of rows and columns. So inside the table tag, if we want to, inside the table tag, if we want to draw or if we want to use a row, inside the table tag, if we want to draw or if we want to use a row, then we will use tr tag. Tr stands for table row. Tr stands for table row. So inside the table tag, if we want to use a row, then we will use tr tag. Tr stands for table row, and inside the row, I just want to give some headings like name and email. So if you want to give table heading, tr stands for table row, th stands for table heading. If you want to write some heading inside the row, then you will use th tag. Th stands for table heading. So first heading is name, and second heading is email. So first row we will use two heading. First one is name, second one is email. Now we will use some other rows like tr. Inside the tr, now we are not using heading here. Here we will use some data for table. So you will use td, table division or table data. Td stands for column also. So inside the name we will write some content like Jay. Inside the email you want to display some content like jay@gmail.com. I just want to take one more row, and inside the row again we will use two division. First one is for name we will put Ajay, and inside the second division we will use ajay@gmail.com. When you will refresh, see. But sir, as you told us, table is used for a table tag is used to display a table, but it is not showing in form of table. So if you want to apply a border in any table, then you will use a property. And now what is property? After the tag name, if we want to apply some content or if we want to apply some layout or if we want to print a tag with some special characteristics or some special form, then you will use properties. Like table, inside table tag we will use a property that is border. So we will put table border either 1 pixel or 2 pixel. You can put 1 pixel, it is more sufficient for you. So see, we have a table border for 1 pixel. See, the gap between these two lines is 1 pixel. So we will use table tag. So print data inside a table. Table is combination of rows and columns. If you want to print heading, then you will use th tag. If you want to print a row inside the table, then you will use tr tag. And if you want to print some column, then you will use td tags. Fine. Next, next. I just want to, I just want to, I just want to display this table in center. Now it is displaying our table in left side. I just want to display this table in center. So if you want to display your table in center, then we will use center tag. Then we will use center tag. So if you want to display, if you want to display our table or any data in center, then you will use center. Then we will use center tag. So it is display your table in center. Fine. Next, sir, I just want to display a video. When you want to print or when you want to display a video, then you will use video tag. But video tag will not work in earlier version of browser because it is a tag of HTML5 version, and HTML5 tags like videos, audios, and iframe. So if you want to display HTML5 tags, then you will use latest version of your browsers. So I just want to print a video. Let's see, we have a video desktop. Yes, we have a video. Right click on this video, then go to properties. Inside the property, you can see video name is A and video type is MP4. Or if you want to display a video, then you will use video tag. Inside the video tag, you will use one more tag, that is your source tag. So inside the video tag, then you will use one more tag, that is your source tag. Or inside the source tag, you have to pass source of your video. So we can pass source of our video. From where we want to take this video from? Desktop. We just want to take this video from desktop. Go to properties, then you will pick the location, see users desktop, then you will put a slash. After that you will put your video name a.mp4. When you will refresh, see, you can see here a video, but it is not playing. Why? And it's not showing controls so that we can play, pause, or uh, maximize our screen or minimize, like something that we don't have any controls here. If you want to apply controls on video, then you will use a property, that is what? Controls. When you will apply control property, then see, now you can play your video. Now you can control all the functionalities like volumes and size and so many things. So video and audio both tags, video and audio both tags belongs to HTML5 version. So here we are using so many tags, but we are not applying any properties. I just want to display a video from YouTube. So we will, on that case, you will not use video tag. When we will use video tag, if we want to display a video from our system or our computer, then we will use video tag. But if we want to display a video from a live URL, It depends from video is displaying from any website like YouTube or your own website. If you want to show video or if you want to apply YouTube video on your application, then you will use iframe tag. Then you will use iframe tag. See, here we are using C language, any video of C language, and I just want to print any video of C language. See, we have a URL of YouTube. The same video we just want to apply on our application. But how can we do this? So we will use a special tag iframe, or inside the iframe tag you will apply URL. But still it's not show your video. See, but still it's not show your video. See, here it is showing youtube.com refused to connect. Why? Because have a look of URL. See, here you are, see, watch slash v equals to. It is mainly used when we want to play a video on YouTube, but we are not, yeah, here we do not want to play our video on YouTube. We just want to play video at our application, yeah, on our application. So replace watch question mark v equals by EMBED, then slash. You have to do like this. Fine. So you will replace, see, it's a comment of HTML. If you want to comment out something inside the HTML, then you will use not dash dash and dash dash, then closing of tag. Inside this, you can put anything. So watch question mark v equals to, we will replace by embed. It is used for embedded. Fine. Now you will refresh your page, then see you can use any video from any other URL like YouTube or anything else. Yes, guys. Now we are applying properties on text. So we will apply from starting. I just want to use background color of this page or this body. If you want to apply background color, then we will use bg color property of body tag. Inside the bg color you can use any color. I just giving, wait, see, so all the body of our page is now showing in pink color. Sir, I just want to display biggest heading in center. If you want to print some heading or some content in center, then you will use a property that is align property, and inside the align we will use for center. So h1 is take, align is property, and align property contains a value that is center. When you will refresh, then see it is showing you biggest heading. I just want to control direction and speed of this marquee tag. How can we do this? So inside the marquee tag, if you want to change the direction of marquee tag, then you will use direction attribute or direction property. Or in the direction you can pass either up or down. When you will pass up, and it is displaying in upside, yeah, it is moving in the upside. If you want to pass down, then the direction of marquee is from up to down, or you can use left and right also. But sir, I just want to control speed of marquee. If you want to control speed of marquee, then you will use scroll amount property. You will use scroll amount property. So scroll amount, and when you will pass 20, then you can see it will scrolling so fast. And when you will pass 1, then its speed is very slow. So we will use two properties. First one is direction and second one is scroll amount with the, yeah, under the marquee text. See, if you have any doubt in these two properties, then ask me.
Sir,
Yes, say.
sir, we could have used this alignment property in the table also.
Yes, you can use this.
Sir, sometimes I did use this center property, but it was not working.
Center property always working. If you will apply center tag, then it will always work for you. But in some tags, align property will not work. So
Yeah,
center
sir, it
always
was
works.
aligned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So sometime in some tags depends on your container. What is container? Like body is container, division is container. So some tags doesn't contain align property, or some tags in some situation align will not work for some tags. So on that case you will use what? Center tag. We have other option. So you can also apply alignment on alignment center on table tag. It will work now, but it depends on its container tag. Its container. Now we are using body as a container for what? Table tag. Per some situation when you will use any other container and container contains some restrictions, or container contains some special CSS property, so on that case align property will not work. So then you will use center tag. Clear? Depends on container. We will use two types of container. First one is body. If you will apply table directly inside the body, then definitely align property will work. But if you are using some other container and that container contains some specific CSS code, and on that case it may be possible align property will not work. So on that case you will use center tag. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine guys, we have one more thing, paragraph. I just want to increase size of paragraph, color of paragraph. Fine. So if you want to use like size, color, and orientation, background color, when you want to use this type of property, then you will use one of the most important property of your HTML, that is style. It is also used to apply CSS on your web page. So in this case, we will use one more property, that is style. Or inside this style, you can styling your page, like you can define the color, background color, font size, font family. Fine. So I just want to increase font size of paragraph, and I just want to give it 20 pixels. See, it is your normal paragraph here. See, now I just want to increase the size of this paragraph. When you will refresh, see, now the paragraph size is 20 pixel. I just want to change color of this. So guys, if you want to apply more than one sub property of a style, it is called sub property. Fine. So style is main property and its sub property of a style, or we can say that attribute of a style. Fine. So if we want to apply more than one attribute inside the style, then we will separate each and every attribute by a semicolon. So font size is 20 pixel here. Second one is, I just want to use color. You can directly pass any name of color, like I just want to pass here blue, or or either you can pass color name, or you will use a function that is called RGB, because we know each and every color is combination of red, green and blue. We will discuss it further, but here we just want to use paragraph text as blue. When you will refresh, see, we are applying here two property. First one is font size as a 20 pixel, and second one is its color. I just want to use blue color here. We have unordered list. In this unordered list, I just want to use a square box instead of bullets. How can we do this? So you can do this with the help of, again, same property, style, and one more attribute we have, list style type. So we will use list style type, or we will pass a square in list style type. Fine. Save. Then you will refresh your page. See, now Java, PHP, Python unordered list contains square boxes instead of bullets. Sir, I just want to use A, B, C instead of 1, 2, 3 in ordered list. Okay, you can do this. How can you do this? You will use style. You will use a style. Inside the style, again, you will pass list style type. Then you will pass alphabets. Lower or upper, it depends on you. I just want to use lower alphabets. Then when you will refresh, then it will show A, B, C in lower form. Fine. Next. Next, I just want to resize a image, and you know we can resize image with the help of two property, height or width. Height or width. So I just want to resize a image. If you want to resize a image, then you will use two properties. Either you will use height or width. So here we are using height property or width property. Or we can pass two types of value in both the properties, height and width. We can resize a image by pixels or by percentage. Fine. Next, anchor tag. Anchor tag is used to make a hyperlink, but the most important thing is each and every hyperlink, when you will hover about this hyperlink, then see it is showing here left bottom corner. See, it will showing here hyper reference. When you will click on this link, then it will redirect to google.com. I just want to remove underline from go to Google. How can we do this? So again, you will use the style property inside anchor tag, and we have a attribute uh, we have a attribute text decoration. Text decoration, or inside the text decoration, if you do not want to use any text decoration, then you will put none here. Now see, we can easily remove underline from anchor tag. Fine. I just want to change color of this link also. We can do this with the help of color property, and we just want to use red color here. See, it is display a link in a red color, and and we can also remove underline from anchor tag. Okay, one of the most important tag is your division tag, div tag. One of the most important tag is your division tag or div tag. So I just want to I just want to pass height and width and background color for this division. If you want to apply any changes in division, then you will use the style property under division tag, and you can pass first of all height. Now here we will use both the types for, like, I just want to use here percentage and pixel both to give height and width of division. So height of our division we will pass in term of percentage, and width we will pass in term of pixels, or vice versa. So I'm just giving height of division like 200 pixels. Fine. And as you know, we can pass more than one property in a style, then we will separate by semicolon. Width, we will pass 100%. Background color, black, and text color for division is white. So here we are applying four properties. First one is height, second width, third background color, and fourth one is color. When you will save, then refresh, have a look. See, height 200 pixels. When you will refresh, its height of 200 pixels. It's contain 100% of width. Background color of division is black, and here text color of division is white. Fine. Next thing, I just want to design this table. Okay, how can you do this? Again, you will use the style tag. You can give background color for table. I just want to use red, and you can pass color for table content, or I just want to use white color as a table content. See, all the table content displaying in white color and background color of table is red. So basically these all are the properties which we can apply in any tag. I just want to resize this video. Yes, you can do this with the help of what? Height and width property. So height of video, I just want to use 50%, not pixels, and width of video I just want to use also as 50%. I just want to use this video as 50% of height and width. See, so this all are the properties which we will basically apply in tags, and this all are the commonly used tags which we will use to create our web page. Because if we want to construct a web application, what is web application? Web application that contains dynamic functionalities. Now what is dynamic functionalities? Is when you will mention HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in your resume, or any backend programming language like not PHP, you can add PHP also, Java also, and Python also. Then one of the most common question for your interview point of view is what is the basic difference between web page and web application? So now what is web page? Sorry, website and web application. So what is the difference between website and web application? What is website and what is web application? Do you have any idea about it? Come on. What is website and what is web application? Do you have any idea about it? Fine. Collection of static web pages is called website. So what is website? Collection of static web pages is known as website, and collection of dynamic web pages is called web application. Now you will say, sir, what is static web pages and what is dynamic web pages? Fine. See guys, we have a website, or web application. I'm just opening my own application. Fine. So no, it's not like that. You can open any web application. You can open any web application, or when you will click on about us content. So most of the web application content same about us content. Most of the web application contains same about us content. See, have a look. We have a template. We have a template like this. So when you will click on about us, then for each and every user, this about us content will same. So basically it's a static content, or collection of static content is known as static web page. But when you will use Facebook or Gmail or any other web application, in this type of application you will first register, then you will log in. When you will log in with your account, then you will get information related to you. But when I will log in with my account, then I'll get information related to me. So it display content according to user. So its content is dynamic content, or if a web page contain dynamic content, then we will call it dynamic web page. So collection of static web pages is called what? websites, and collection of dynamic web pages is called web application. So with the help of PHP, which type of application we will create? Website or web application? By using PHP, is it possible to create website or web application, or both? Say yes or no. With the help of PHP, you can also create website, and with the help of PHP, you can also create web application. Fine, guys.